everybody, it's CJ, the Good For You guy, and I am here with Jill Nussinow. I hope I said that right.
You did.
And she is a vegan, I say a vegan queen, veggie queen, I think is what it's called. And she does a lot of specialty things in her pressure cooker, which actually keeps a lot of the nutrients in. Tell us what got you into pressure cooking foods.
Well, the reality is I was a vegetarian and I was eating a lot of beans, and I was so tired of waiting for so long for them to cook.
Especially because you have to soak them, and,
yeah,
or you have to cook
or
them
you have to cook them for a really long time. And I was
right.
like, I mean, I had been a vegetarian for so long, and I just couldn't wait anymore. And I heard there was this woman, her name's Lorna Sass. She was like the first person in the modern age to really reintroduce pressure cooking. And I heard she was writing a book. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get her book and I'm going to learn how to do this. But it really took like another 5 or 6 years before I actually did it, because like many people, I was afraid.
But now you have how many books?
I have 4 books, 2 of them about pressure cooking, and I have, people ask me how many pressure cookers do I have. I thought you were going to ask me that.
Oh, well, I can ask you that too. How many pressure cookers do you have, Jill?
More than I need. I have many. I have, you know, I have my everyday pressure cookers, then I have my travel pressure cookers, then I have my video filming pressure cookers, and I probably have about 15. I don't know. It's a lot. It's excessive.
Like you with like one blenders and juicers and stuff.
It's excessive. It's really excessive.
Well, so tell us a little about these recipes. Like I'm also a nutritionist myself, and you're a dietitian as well, right?
Yes.
And so tell everybody the importance of really eating more of a plant-based diet. I think that I'm really trying to get people to understand why that's so important, and coming from somebody else other than myself might help. So.
That makes sense. I really like that. The reason to eat a plant-based diet is because plants provide nutrition, lots and lots of nutrition in their natural form. And that's really how you want to get your nutrition, is the most basic way that you can. So if you look at animals, what do they eat? They eat plants, right? So why eat the animal if you can just eat the plants and go straight to the source? And the issue for most people is they eat the same 10 or 15 foods all the time, and there is a huge number of foods in the plant world. And so eating more of those foods gives you more balanced nutrition in a better form that's easier to assimilate, that's really helpful.
It's really, I think it's beneficial too, because typically it's actually cheaper too.
Oh, it's so much less expensive.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think, oh my God, it's so much more expensive when I'm eating healthy, and I'm like, are you kidding?
No, I mean, I've actually figured it out. I know someone, she wrote a book called Eat Vegan on $4 a day. I don't even know if it costs me $4 a day, because I can go so simple. I mean, I kind of figured out I could eat brown rice with some beans and some tahini and some fermented vegetables and a few sprouts that I did. This is inexpensive food. Right. Really inexpensive.
And it's actually very healthy too, because you said fermented foods, which actually brings in a lot of the probiotics, prebiotics.
Absolutely.
And that sort of thing.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be just really simple, and it's also really delicious. I think when people leave behind that crap food, I'll just call it, you know, and all that processed food.
Crap. It's
yeah,
crap.
it is. And so if you leave that behind and then you eat real food, like I did a little asparagus today, and people were like, oh, that really made it. And it's like, yeah, it's like fresh in-season asparagus.
And you get that really, really rich flavor from it. People, it's so funny because I grew up on asparagus.
Oh,
and
lucky
for those
you.
of you that don't know, my mother is actually in the room in the back, and she knows how much I love asparagus. However, I grew up on canned asparagus.
Oh. Sorry, Mom.
And they were salty, but I loved them, and that was like my favorite vegetable of all time. And now I do the sauteed ones, you know, the little garlic and onion and that kind of thing. Yeah. But I think fermented would actually be a really good way to do it. Now, if you were to do it in the pressure cooker, what type of recipes do you have for asparagus?
Well, I actually added the asparagus. I didn't ferment the asparagus, but I added the asparagus to, I did a black rice and French green lentil dish, to which I added turmeric, garlic, and ginger. And I just cut up the asparagus like really teeny and added it at the end of cooking, because it's so hot. Yeah. It cooks from the heat of the lentils and the rice.
So it didn't really need all the extra heat.
No.
Which is great.
And so, but I do asparagus in there. It's really fast. It's like a minute maybe.
Yeah.
And it's just really delicious. And, you know, I cook it pretty plain because I just love the way asparagus tastes. And so I'll do it really simple. I'll do like maybe like a, you know, a sweetener and Dijon dressing with a little vinegar, and just pour that over it.
Oh, that sounds
yummy.
so good. Now you also have a YouTube channel called The Veggie Queen, right?
No, actually.
Or is that somebody else's and you're on it?
No, so that's funny. So I don't have a YouTube channel called The Veggie Queen. It's actually called The VQ.
The VQ.
The VQ, because the Veggie Queen one day couldn't log into her YouTube channel, and they wouldn't let me take the Veggie Queen because it was already taken. So I had to log in with another name. So sometimes there are some people who call me the VQ. So I just changed it to the VQ.
So look for the VQ
on
so
YouTube.
you can on YouTube so you can check her out too. Now, what is your website?
TheVeggieQueen.com.
The Veggie Queen. Okay, so I got that part.
Yes,
right.
you did.
Right.
So TheVeggieQueen.com, and I have a lot of pressure cooking recipes. I have a lot of other recipes. I have how to ferment sauerkraut, how to make true old-fashioned fermented pickles, all kinds of stuff.
Oh wow, that sounds awesome. Now you have a brand new book, right?
I do.
So tell us a little bit about this brand new book.
Can I show you the book?
Absolutely, absolutely. As she's off camera getting her book. Now she's
Thank you. It's called Vegan Under Pressure, and I'm really proud of this book because there's beautiful photos, and I got to put tofu on the cover, so that made me really happy. It has a whole chapter on how to make spice blends, and it has a whole chapter on veggie burgers, as well as many delicious desserts, including a pear almond upside down cake that is gluten-free and oil-free and delicious. And so there's lots of things in this book. The big part is the beginning part teaches you all about how to use a pressure cooker, electric or stovetop. Because the electric pressure cookers have become insanely popular.
Yeah, actually, I think that's a lot of people actually have those in their homes. Probably because it's a lot easier, or maybe for them, they feel it's a lot easier to use.
They feel it's a lot safer to use.
Ah.
That's the whole thing. So the safer part is what people think. It's the same as the stovetop, but people feel it's safer and they'll use it.
Oh, wow. Now, where can they get the book, too?
They can get the book on my website. They can get the book anywhere they buy books.
Like, and on Amazon, too, I'm
Amazon,
sure,
for sure.
well. Okay.
And, you know, Barnes & Noble. And
now, is there a Kindle version of this
There is a Kindle version of this book.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
So if you have Kindle, you can get it there as
yeah,
well.
and some people, I don't know why, they have the Kindle and this. So
Yeah.
I love them.
Hey, you know.
Thank you.
Hey, it's fun. Now, I want to bring up a point. She's a dietitian and I'm a nutritionist as well. So as we bring this up, everybody has the question about tofu.
What about it?
Now, so how healthy or unhealthy is tofu in your opinion?
Okay, I think tofu has been eaten for a very, very long time. I don't think the issue is tofu. I don't think you should eat tofu all the time. I think the research is that in Japan they eat approximately 2 ounces of soy foods a day, which would work out to about a pound a week. So I think that that's fine. I think if it's the issue is not the tofu, it's that people are eating lots of soy milk and other soy products in addition to tofu. But tofu, I think, kind of has a bad rap. And so when I eat tofu, I might put a little kimchi on top of my rice and vegetables with my tofu. So it's not the tofu per se, it's all the other soy that they're putting into a lot of processed foods that I believe is the issue. I do not believe tofu is an issue, but I also believe that tempeh is a better product because it's already fermented.
Yeah, and I was going to say that too. I think that if you vary it up a little bit, you know, where you're doing tempeh, because some people want to stay away from even seitan because of the gluten issue.
I don't eat seitan anymore. I teach people how to make it. I have it in my book, but I don't eat it.
Right, and I think it's because, you know, there's a lot of gluten allergies and things like that out there now too. So, you know, tofu, and I talk a lot about hemp seeds as well.
Love hemp.
Oh, it's awesome.
Love hemp.
I mean, it's just got so many opportunities.
And soon we're going to be able to grow it legally in the U.S.
I know. I'm so excited about that. So, and no, that is not marijuana, so let me get it straight. It is in the same family, but it is different, okay? But I think, do you have anything with hemp seeds in your
I do.
recipe?
The burger that you looked at the photo and you said I like that, it's a sweet potato hemp burger.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna, if you will allow me to, I would like to demonstrate that on the vegan cooking show from your book.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Okay. I will have my people at...
Have your people call my people.
I'll have my people call you.
We'll do lunch.
Separately, virtually.
Separately, virtually.
We'll have virtual lunch. That's good.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to tell our viewers before we sign off?
I would like to say that I have 3 other books, and only one other is about pressure cooking, and I do much more than pressure cooking. I love to teach people, and my true mission is to have people eat healthier and more deliciously so they're happier and they feel better. And I want everyone to live a long, happy, healthy life because that's what I got.
I love it. Thank you. It's like great to have somebody who has the same energy and all about food. I love it.
Yeah.
Especially
Thank you,
healthy
CJ.
food.
I
Oh,
appreciate
thank you for
it.
coming over and being part of this. So, anyway, once again, look for her at the VQ on YouTube, right? And thevegiequeen.com. And also take a look at her books. They're on Kindle and Amazon.
And find me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and whatever, on whatever social media exists.
Just follow her. Follow me. So I'm also on YouTube as The Good For You Guy. But subscribe, check us out, and we'll have a lot of recipes and other things coming to you very, very soon. Thanks again, Jill, for coming out. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yay.
This is wonderful.
Awesome.